So how good is a $29 dash cam? I think we're about to find out. So I'm here in Sioux Falls today. It's gloomy. Yesterday was better, but I think it might rain. But if you see, there's 3 cameras. I got my Garmin right here, the company camera, which is tied into the cameras on the mirrors, wherever they happen to be. Ah, there's one. And then I got my Rand McNally for my B-roll there. And I'm gonna leave it in there for this, so we're gonna do a comparison between 3 separate cameras. Lots of crap in the window. Now I do have a backup. I got one of these here in the truck. I love these. These are what I use in my car. They were selling them real cheap at the TA. I got these for $125 a piece. And they're good cameras. They don't come with the rear-facing camera, but they will plug in, as you see. But we're not talking about the SC200. We're talking about this. I don't know how to pronounce that. COC or whatever. This camera, I've seen it at the Flying J and the Pilot. $29.95. So let's go over it. Let's see. It's got a screen, 3 recording modes, 1080p, 720, AVI videos, JPEG photos, night vision LED lights, 100-degree wide-angle camera lens, 12, 24-volt car adapter, 10-foot charging cable, suction mount, seamless root recording, includes an 8-gigabyte micro SD card, and hands-free audio on-off. Alright, the one thing I do not like, which might be a problem, is I don't like the 100 degree. It doesn't seem like it should be wide enough. These are 120, 160 degrees on these. The 1080p is okay. Most of these that you're getting now, especially that Rand McNally, they're all this high def, but they're all recording in 2 and 4K now. The Rand McNally's 2K. So let me take my skinning knife out and we'll skin this cat. Come on out, you. No. So let me get this open here, and well, I'll just cut it open because, well, I ain't taking it back. So, yep. Well, at least they package it well. So let's take it out here and see what we got. We got a lot of packaging. It's actually packaged really well, considering usually they're cheap injection molded plastic. Alright, so this looks like the camera. The camera's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. There's the camera here. Is the SD card in it? Yeah. Comes out. It is a very generic, no-name SD card. So we'll try that. If it doesn't work, we'll stick in one that we have. And so we got the camera. We've got cords. Got a long cord. And we've got the suction mount kit. And we've got the directions. So let me go over this and then read the directions and see if there's anything, and we'll get to it. Now, reading through the directions, there's no app for this. This cord will plug into a computer, or you can take the SD card out and plug it into a computer, which is what we'll do. Well, we'll put it in an old phone I got. It looks pretty self-explanatory, though. This just slides on here. The menu seems decent enough. So, oh yeah, it's pretty much just snaps together with this, suction cups on, and then plugs into a cigarette lighter, or a power port as you kids call them, and she just goes. So let's plug this in and we'll go from there. Alright, I can tell this is made from very old technology, or spare parts. Nobody uses these anymore, honestly. Everybody wants things that just plug into USB ports, and it has a very old style plug. In fact, when we're done with this, I'm going to save this because some of my other GPSs actually use this style of plug. Everything's kind of going universal to USB-C right now, but other than that, as I'm going through this, it's pretty much it. Actually has a pretty deep, it plugs in, so basically damp it and then plug it in, or stick it, and it should stay. Actually, what I really do like is the you can really just position this any way you want. I can aim it. It's got a 360 degree ball, so that part makes it nice. So let's get this thing plugged in and we'll go through the menu. So I plugged it in and it's already recording. Let's look at the bottom here. Let me turn the light on. That's better. So let's hit the menu. See, size 1080p, timestamp. Let's just go up or down. Okay. Screensaver, voice record on, video time. Let's see. 3 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Well, we're screwing things up now. Okay. Version view. USB. Data input. Well, all right. It's a little archaic. Let me play with it. Me being a dinosaur, I should probably be able to figure this out. Give me a minute. Okay, pretty much you just hit the menu. This is for up and down. If you need to hit on something, hit OK. It opens it up. And then you can just pretty much work from there. I think that's the reset. There's the power on and off, but aside from that, let's see, how do you make it record? Oh, stop recording. So, just hit OK, see what happens here. Nope. Well, we just start hitting random buttons till something happens. Whoops. Well, something happened there. Whoops. The menu, let's exit. Oh, there we are. All right. So I've stuck this right next to the Rand McNally, and you can already tell on the Rand McNally, if you can see it, you can't really, but that white truck I can see all the way to the side of the building, and I can see all the way to that yellow truck on the side of that building. This I can see 2/3 of the white truck, and I can't see the end of that flatbed. So I'll tell you right now, you're not even getting a full view of the hood. But we'll have to see how it goes on the road. Let's see, get this one started, and I'll show you with this one. Yeah, this one here is the same way. Well, you can't see it because, well, that sucks. But it is actually an even wider view than the Rand McNally. I'm going to tell you right now from experience, you need something that sees both sides of the hood. You need to see both corners, and that is not it. Now, don't get me wrong. In a pinch, that'll do most of what you need it to do. But we'll find out. I will probably take it out for now, and we'll get it when I get going. But once I start driving, I'm going to put it back in, and we'll run it 100, 200 miles and see what happens, and then we'll compare the videos. So here's the Garmin. It's actually really wide angled. It's got a great field of view. I have it higher up in the windshield though. So yeah, you see the truck pulling out. You can read everything on it. It's really good. Nice watermark and all that out of the way. Here's the Rand McNally. It's a little disingenuous here because I have it further down in the windshield, but as you see the angle, it's comparable to the Garmin. I think the picture on the Garmin is a little crisper, but same thing. It does get degraded a little bit because of the editing, but this is actually shot in 2K. It's clear. And well, here's a picture of the dog begging because the cheap one didn't go. So yeah, well, both dogs really, but yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I needed to reformat it or what. It said it was recording, so we'll have to try it again. Good dog. So I've been playing with it for a little while, and I came up with a couple of things. Guys, it is bad. Well, let me show you what the recording is, and I'll explain something here as soon as we're done. So if you're wondering why the shadows are there and it's so shaky, it's because I quite literally had to hold the phone over it. You see it's choppy and grainy and all that. It literally is just awful. Absolutely awful. So I know I said I was going to put it on the road and all that and show that. There's no point. I literally can't download it. It won't allow me. Every time I try to, it just comes up with the 5x4 saying just blank screen. It does not put it in a format that's even recognized anymore, like some kind of antiquated JPEG file or something. And there's no setting in the computer. There's no way. I even tried a different SD card. It wouldn't let me format it. Didn't even recognize it. If it doesn't have the SD card that it came with, it just didn't even recognize it. Wouldn't let me format it. Wouldn't let me go in there into the instructions or into the menu and reset the parameters, reset anything. It's like no matter what it says, it does what it wants. And the guys, this is absolute utter junk. At this point, the only thing good in here is the SD card and the charge cord. I might save the suction cup for something, but the camera itself, the camera's trash. It is garbage. Remember years ago I tried that other cheap one just for fun? That was better than this. And don't get me wrong, you're like, well, maybe your phone was too advanced. No, I put it in an old phone with a slide-out tray just to see. It will not recognize it. Hey, I do got an older phone. I might try that, but I could not get it to recognize it. It's made to plug into a computer. And truthfully, you'd probably have to download some software to see if that would work. So let me plug this into that really old phone I have and see if it works, but jury's still out. So I have this really old Samsung phone that I can pull the back off and put the SD card in that way. This is an old S8, S9. This is a LG, I think. Oh, Galaxy S10. And using a 22 for this, but let's see if we can get into this one. So on these old Samsungs here, there's the battery, and then you could actually slide an SD card in right here. This only has like six gigs memory in the phone, but let me pull the battery out. There's your SIM card there, and then your SD card will slide in right on top of it. So there we go. Let's put the battery in and put the charger on it, and see what happens. It's a Galaxy on 5, so okay. Let's we got a lot of Galaxies here. It's all T-Mobile phone. So we tried. I couldn't get it out. It just would not go. So I guess there was only one thing to do, and that's cram it back in the box and send it back to the island of misfit toys. Pretty much. Now, I've done these electronics reviews before, and I'm here to tell you the result is always the same. Don't waste your money. Cheap electronics are just that, cheap. That's 30 bucks. I really wasn't worried about 30 bucks. I'm kind of a sadist when it comes to that. I really just wanted to see how actually bad it was. And you know what? It was really, really bad. So yeah, if you're going to buy a dash cam, especially in a truck stop, expect to pay, unless you find it on sale, $169 minimum, $170. And buy a good one. The Garmin's turned out to be decent. You gotta have a love-hate relationship. The Rand McNally, you're gonna have a love-hate relationship with it. The Cobras, I got Cobras in all my cars. They're great. I like them. But you're gonna have a love-hate relationship with them. Every one of these has a separate app, and you don't even have to pull SD cards and download stuff and all that. You can just download it onto your phone straight, and I like that. That cheap one, no app, no nothing. It had a thing you could plug it into a computer if you wanted to. The only thing in that worth anything was the suction cup of the power cord and the data cable. And truthfully, if you were to buy all of those on the market, that's about 20-25 bucks. So hey, I made my money back. And the SD card is worth about $5 at just a regular 8 gig. But like I said, if you're gonna sit here and get a dash cam, maybe in a pinch, if that was all that was available. Like I said, it did record the stuff, but you had to watch it on the thing. And I'm sure if you take it to court and they put it in a computer and all that, they could probably retrieve the data. In fact, I would hope they could. But aside from that, out here, I can't retrieve the data myself. And I put a bigger SD card in just to see what would happen. Wouldn't even let me format. Didn't even recognize it. So I don't know, guys. I'll tell you, these, save your money. Buy yourself a good dash cam. Amazon's full of them. And like I said, I'm actually wanting to try a different style here soon. And hopefully I can get one that does a whole 360. That's kind of my goal, is to get a full 360 on this truck. So I guess we'll have to just work on that, but at a later date. So hey guys, just have fun out there. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Be profitable, all that other happy stuff, and we'll see you next video.